century, a scientist saw a killer comet on its way. He filmed instructions for its destruction over a second-hand VHS tape, but then was hit by a Winnebago. So his assistants Nick and Joe must search every corner of his drone for the cassette that is our only hope. But in the meantime, they'll play the greatest hits they find. VCR, party live. VCR, party live. Well, Melinda's.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Season, what are we, season 3?
Well, we started, I don't know what seasons are, because we started, in like April or something, so...
Yeah.
Mid-season replacement.
Yeah. But we're back, it's a new year, and we're excited to show off a bunch of tapes, but first we got to get the flubs from 2022 out of the way. That's what tonight's order of business is.
I look forward to this episode every single year, and I don't know what it is. Like the flubs just get more and more plentiful every year. Maybe it's because there's so many outlets. There's so many outlets for video that there's so many more flubs. And so we were inundated with flubs. We sat down with Danny, the flubman Opsal, and he brought his flubs. We brought our flubs, and it's gonna be a fun flub-filled show. So.
Absolutely. And of course, everybody's on high alert for flubbing themselves during the flub episode. So
walking on eggshells.
Anybody could be tripped up. I mean, Steve's Auld Lang Syne pronunciation from last week is still sending shockwaves through the Melindaverse.
Didn't he say mixery instead of remix or something too? Like,
there was a lot of issues last week.
It's a new year though, and we're excited, but we have to get started the way we always do with a Found Footage Festival classic.
You caught me with my pants down, but no one sells carpet or waterbeds for less.
I don't know why this one hasn't been shown more often, but we've shown some Mark Animal McYoung videos. He's the martial arts, not even martial arts, it's basically self-defense guy. And love is no nonsense attitude. And maybe not the most eloquent guy, but that's not why he's there. He's there to teach you how to survive a street knife fight. And I was asking you, Joe, if there's like a classic flub we could show from our, past found footage shows. And this is the first one that came to mind for you.
Oh, 100%. I think this is the ultimate flub from Found Footage Festival. And every time I say the word eyebrow, I can't even say it the right way anymore. I can't even say eyebrow.
It's, and I rewatched the whole video today, and he's very eloquent. Doesn't flub through the entire hour-long video, but then at the very end is that classic flub. So,
but here's the beauty of it is that he didn't say, hey, let's do a new take. No. He's like, let's just leave it in. Nobody will notice. Yeah. Oh, but we noticed. We noticed, and we ran with it for several years.
We noticed years later. We hope Mark Animal doesn't find us and call us out for this. But
I know, kick our ass.
This is winning a street knife fight. Realistic offensive techniques.
The purpose of this video is twofold. One is to show you how to attack effectively. An effective attack is an attack that hurts your opponent, makes sure he can't get up. Right? He's down. He's not going to be much of a threat to you.
Threat to you.
Yeah, he has a little bit of a flub there. Now, maybe we should do a sidekick off. I don't know who else would be it, but Richard, in terms of video sidekicks, he's up there.
Sidekick off. Yeah, sidekick off. I like that. Can you back up? I want to hear that. I want to hear that flub. It's just a subtle one.
Yeah, we need Dan to analyze this.
Right, he's down. He's not going to be much of a threat to you. The other thing that this video is going to do is to teach you how to attack.
Yeah, threat to you.
That to you.
Correctly. There's a lot of nonsense out there. People talk about this, that, and the other thing. Let me tell you, people, there's a lot of stuff here that you're going to be learning today that is definitely something that you've never heard of before. And, to tell you the truth, you may not want to know it. Okay, Animal's important safety tip. No.
I think Animal thought that would look nice as a backdrop, just kind of to put all the knives kind of in a little Christmas wreath. Yeah,
I like it.
Number one, from this position, excuse me, I can do all sorts of fancy kung fu moves, okay? I gotta tell you, people, every dick pulling technique that you see where the guy goes "Wah!" all over the dude is fantasy. Okay? One of the really nice things is
Every
a
dick
slash
pulling
to the forehead.
technique.
Oh, wait, is that the name of this week's episode? I don't
No,
know.
it definitely is. Every
Wow.
dick pulling technique. Oh, but then also the clearing of the throat. I'm a huge fan of that.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Oh,
another.
I'd-
That's
I'd
another
never seen
potential
that.
montage. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should watch this for the EP.
Not a bad idea. Well, we have to finish out the Dean and Company this week, I think, because it's so fresh in our memory. The Dean and Company 2022 Christmas special. But
Yeah.
next week this will be good.
I don't
We'll s-
know.
we'll still be in the.
I might have had my fill with Dean and Company.
No, we have to. We have to put a capper on the year with that.
And I mean, it bleeds bad. Have you ever cut yourself shaving? You know how much blood you get there? You get across the forehead, the blood is in the eyes. You can't see. You're blinded. Into the fight. You can't see, you can't fight. It's a real bummer if you get your knife stuck in somebody's ribs and he's got a friend who wants to talk to you about it.
Wow, that's a dick pulling technique.
Okay. Except for the bodily fluids, that was it. He was fighting. He was giving me everything he got. I would be covered from eyebrow to foot in blood and urine and feces.
Eyebrow.
Eyebrow.
That,
He'd also be
that-
covered in feces.
special thanks to, what was it, victims who...
Victims who taught us.
Victims. who
Yeah,
got
that
us.
can be added to the ending montage, I think.
Yes, definitely. There's so much good stuff in there.
I predict
we
by
gotta-
the end of the year, the ending montage will be longer than the actual content of the episode, and I'm fine with that. It's less work
Yeah,
for
I
us.
hope so. I
Yeah.
hope so.
The opening credits to a cartoon.
Wow,
Exactly.
that's so good. Eyebrow. He adds like a syllable to the word eyebrow. Normally there's
Well-
2 syllables in that, but he adds a 3rd syllable in the middle. Eyebrow.
Here's a theory. Maybe he's compensating by hitting the R extra long because he forgot the R in threat. So he's compensating for his flub. Ooh, a thet fub. I did it.
Whoa, is that the first flub of the year? That's supposed
It
to be
is.
good luck.
Yep,
Wow.
it is the
All
first
right.
genuine flub. Yes.
Well, mazel
All right.
tov. Yes.
Yes. Well, let's get this party started. Hey, real quick before we get into other stuff, what are the reactions to Sin of the City winning last week? I was very happy with it. I slept well that night, but I looked at some comments, and it's very polarizing. Like people felt strongly about Bigfoot, and I understand where everybody's coming from. But what have been your observations of how people have reacted to everything?
There's a lot of people arguing over the voting process. That was a contentious part, and but you know, these lists are always about having arguments. I just don't think I've ever seen it as close. There's usually one runaway winner, and this year it was really neck and neck between Bigfoot Conference and Sin of the City.
Well, I think our voting process was actually good because we had a stalemate. Like we weren't going anywhere with that, so we had to call on the Melindas. They heeded the call, and the poll doesn't lie. So,
Yeah.
But I understand why. You know, there's a lot of Melindas whose opinions I really respect who did not like Sin of the City, and I respected their opinions. I think that they didn't like the tedious aspect of it. But I don't know. I mean, that's part of the game here at VCR Party. Tedium is part of the game. So,
Well, did they not see the bloopers? I mean, what, Steve?
I was gonna say you got to appreciate the passion. You know, like the people who are fighting hardest for it is just because they feel so strongly about their video, and I can't fault that.
100%.
And Scrappy Rat mixtape had a lot of love too, and it should. And I think we're going to watch more of that as the year goes on. So don't count out Scrappy Rat just yet, because that is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, still haven't dug into all that tape, so there's plenty more.
It might be
Thanks.
tape of the decade. That's a whole other vote.
That's true.
Oh,
Well,
definitely.
If we get there, we'll be in our mid 50s or so. And I don't know. The show will just kind of be the same but sadder.
Way sadder. Yeah.
All right. We got some Scimitar videos. This is the production company from Minnesota that just cranked them out, and I got an exciting update on Scimitar this week.
Sweet.
Well, here's the update. Musicland to sell videos from Scimitar, I guess, at their stores or to their distributors, put out a sampler video of just like, here's a video catalog of Scimitar videos you can order. Somebody digitized the VHS of this, put it up on YouTube, and it is incredible. It's just like 1-minute trailers for probably 30 different Scimitar videos.
What? I want to see this.
Well, I'm just going to parcel it out. I cut together, the best ones, and I have seven or 8 different parts. So let's just watch the first one from the Musicland Scimitar Entertainment video log.
Yes, I'm so happy this exists.
The Musicland Group is proud to present the Scimitar Video Sample Reel. See highlights from a few of the great special interest videos from Scimitar Entertainment. All available now at any Musicland, Sam Goody, or discount record store. Pick up your pen and make a list.
I shoplifted from all 3 of those.
I know you did. And by the way, like when people ask us what type of videos we collect, or, people say, oh, you're a VHS collector, what is it, horror? I'm always like, no, it's special interest. And I don't know if people know what that is, but that was the category in the video store or in the, the Suncoast. If it wasn't a movie or it was, exercise videos, I don't know, about cars and things, there were special interest tapes. So I'd say if we have a genre, it's that.
Definitely.
Scimitar Entertainment is about to show you a few of their best.
I feel like Scimitar invented the flying window.
Yeah, they do utilize them a lot.
About to enter the
we have that one.
challenging world of Karate Master.
I love this set.
Discover the
I always love the red gi, the red karate outfit.
The
I always love the
mental
red ones.
toughness, the sheer power that is karate.
And of course, it's a white guy
Karate
doing
Master,
it.
beginning karate
It
at its
always
best.
is.
Taught by 2-time national champion Pat Worley and
never mind.
4-time world champion Gordon Franks. Karate Master takes you step by step through an introductory level class. Learn proper technique from Gordon Franks.
Block up with your high block, and then counter punch, reverse punch.
After watching Gordon, follow along with Pat Worley as he demonstrates with a class of students. Each section is clearly titled for...
Did you notice the sound effect with the italicization? That is a nice touch.
I wish all fonts could do that.
Clearly titled for easy
Every time you hit the italics button.
Karate Master teaches proper warm-up, technical form, and practical application.
You think you'd actually learn from that?
Not really. I mean, in your living room, how much space do you have to really?
Yeah. Steve, did you ever do anything like that? Like try to learn karate by watching a video or anything?
No, never.
Like baseball or anything? Learn how to swing better or learn how to field or anything? Like how would you even do it?
Yeah, I don't think there's, because especially baseball would be even tougher because you can't do it while you're watching. At least this one, you can practice your karate as they're doing it. But baseball, it's like you got to watch and then go somewhere else and put it on.
Yeah,
like all those Johnny Bench videos. Yeah,
right.
You learned to bowl from that. What was it? Supervision.
Well, that hypnotized me into it.
Yeah,
Cybervision.
Cybervision.
Yeah.
They always advertise that it's under $10. Every tape on this catalog.
Now it's under 25 cents.
Yeah, this one's called Curb Dogs, and the song here, George, I'd like you to cover this.
What's the name of the clown? What's the name of the clown that was skateboarding? The skateboarding clown that almost won a couple years ago.
Oh,
skateboard surfing?
Yeah, skateboard surfing. Yeah.
I feel like watching that now.
Curb Dog, it's not against the law.
Ain't nothing but a curb dog.
Get John Glazer on the phone.
Yes, put this in the Total Glazer videos. Under
The Musicland Group
$10.
hopes you enjoyed this sample video reel. Now take your list of great Scimitar releases and head over to your local Musicland, Sam Goody, or discount record store. We'll have those
And
movie releases
shoplift
and
all
more
of
in
them.
stock and at a great low price.
All right, so that's part one of the Scimitar Entertainment video log.
That's part one. So
That's
this is
part
part
one.
of the series.
Oh,
boy,
yeah.
we're
Well,
kicking off the
yeah.
year strong here.
So that's gonna last us well into summer, I think, with how many different Scimitar previews. I just chopped up over an hour long. I think it's an hour and 30-minute preview. So
Holy shitballs.
Yeah.
So we also have Scimitar shirts and t-shirts that you can get at our store.foundfootagefest.com. And these shirts, like you got to get one, because like I had this idea that we sell them, we take all the money from the Scimitar shirts, and then we pay Scimitar to come out of retirement and to distribute our next volume 10 show. So our volume 10 show, nice round number, can be a Scimitar release, and we'll pay them to do it. I don't know if that's how distribution works, but we'll say like, hey, here's $700 if you distribute our video for us.
yeah, I mean, I would pay them if we could use the Curb Dogs song in our Volume 10 show. That's
Okay.
all I want.
Yeah.
Worth $700.
Let's write up the contract.
All right, we'll talk to Dale and Linda Scimitar, and hopefully they agree to it. Flying Windows, let's get into it. First of the year. Got to start off with a classic, and this is one I can't believe we haven't shown. Joe, some of the first videos we found were those Kodak tapes. They were always really high quality. It was like the Tommy Smothers Yo-Yo Man video, the Isaac Asimov Robots, the VCR game. I believe there was a Bill Cosby one in there too, unfortunately. But anyway, at the beginning, they have like previews, and they always had flying windows in them. And I had forgotten that, but Christopher, whose name I misspelled last week in the show for his PAMCAP entry, thought I'd make it up to him by playing a video he sent in. It's the Kodak flying windows.
Sports. Comedy. Photography.
Babes.
What is this? What's this conversation happening here?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, but I like it.
Travel.
What'd you say, Steve?
It has to be a natural pose like this.
Yeah.
The most unnatural pose in the world.
I know. Yep.
Like this bikini woman.
Pretend you're an object.
Posting like a mud skipper or something.
Travel. Music.
Elefante?
Nature.
Oh yeah.
And entertainment for
Elefante.
the entire family. It's
Kenny
all here
Rogers
for you
running
to
from a
enjoy
bear.
as you explore the wonderful world of Kodak video programs. Here are some previews of the very best family programming from Kodak. Here's a 3-volume series designed to improve young players' skills in soccer. The Graduated Soccer Method, Fundamentals and Technique.
Look at that window. This is just this is out of control.
Maybe Kodak invented the flying window. I feel
They
like this is very
definitely,
early.
yeah, they were the first to have these like special interest tapes, I think, in the 80s before Scimitar.
We should be the authority on flying windows. Like we know how many we've shown because of Wayne, but maybe Wayne or George, maybe you can do some research on like when did it first start?
I'll look into it.
Yeah, look into
Yeah.
it. We should be, yeah.
They predated video and even film. There used to just be
They had them
windows
in
flying.
books.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
flying pages.
I have to give it a warning to anybody about this next window flying trajectory, because it I don't know, it's jarring.
Should I cover my eyes?
Yeah. Anybody disoriented from that?
Which end is up?
See,
What if I was just vomiting over here?
it goes straight from vertical to horizontal flips and then lands.
That kid got out of the way of the ball.
Yeah, I don't think that was a fair. I don't know. They were kind of giving him some a softball there in terms of making the goal. But yeah, so thanks for the reminder, Christopher. Kodak has some great flying windows, and yeah, there's more even to explore later this year.
All right, let's get into it with Dan Opsal. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Like I mentioned up top, like we've been collecting flubs. Whenever there's a flub, I have my flub bin. Nick, you have your flub bin, and Dan Opsal, of course, he has a flub bin. He's a director. Directed a bunch of stuff. He was at the Tonight Show, and he was at. He directs Geico commercials, and he's a funny guy. He does all sorts of funny ESPN commercials, all that kind of stuff. But he's also a flub master, and that's where we really bonded originally. And this is our annual flub show where we show them all off. And this is a long one. I feel like we're gonna have to cut this into 2 episodes, probably.
Yeah. We pre-taped with Dan. It went long. We'll see how much we can get through, but it's just dense with flubs, or as I like to call them, fubs. So take it away, Dan.
Flubbertunities.
That's right. That's how I look at it.
Come on, let's see your raviolis. Show us 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 your raviolis.
It's
Hi,
the
Dan.
Flubman.
Yeah.
Danny the Flubman Opsal back for
How's it
more.
going, guys?
Good.
Best time of the year.
I
Psyched.
look forward to it every single year. It's the best. I will have tears by the end of this. So we want to round up this fall's hottest flubs, and you're just the man to do it. And how have the flubs been so far in 2022 from your, from what you've seen?
They've been excellent, I have to say. I mean, I'd say a pretty typical year, but I mean, every year is pretty hot when it comes to flubs. So it's, it hasn't been super hot. It hasn't been super cold. It's kind of right in the middle, but I think I've picked out the best of the best. And excited to share
I've got some pretty hot flubs. Nick's got some pretty hot flubs, but I thought before we get into our hot flubs that we would just ease into things with showing some of our white whales, some of the great gets from over the years. And yours, of course, it's best known as Better Luck Next Time, Chucky.
Yes, exactly.
Right. That was one of your white whale flubs.
Yes. So I'll tell the truncated story because there's a lot of lore to it. It's a very long story, but the short version is back in 1999. I remember as a young chap in Iowa, I was watching the 1999 MTV Movie Awards, and it was the best villain category. And Mr. Steven Dorff won for, I think it was Blade. He comes up on stage and he thanked the audience. He thanked the fans. He thanked everybody for voting for him. And then there was this little scripted moment at the end where he was going to kind of jab Chucky, because Bride of Chucky did not win. Chucky did not win. So he had this little scripted jab at the end that was, and Chucky, better luck next time. That was supposed to be what he said. And I remember watching it, and I could have sworn what came out of his mouth was, and Chucky, better luck next time. And I was like, what, did I hear that right? And I remembered this for, since 1999. And I would kind of bring it up sporadically to friends. And it wasn't until about 2017 that I was telling some friends, I was working as a writer at the Tonight Show, a couple friends in the writer's room with me, this story. Nobody believed me. They thought it was all fake, that I was just making it up. And I heard it wrong. I wasn't correct. And I scoured the internet for it. I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find that clip. I couldn't find the whole show anywhere. There's no place to buy it. So I didn't know where to find it. And one of the writers named Becky Krause, who was, a good friend of mine, she worked in the writer's room. She had just come from a job as a video researcher at MTV. So she phoned up her friends at the video research department at MTV, found the clip and filmed it on the phone. The quality's not great, but found the clip, filmed it from the original production and sent it to me. And I have to tell you, I was exactly right.
Wow.
It sounded exactly down to every detail of the whole clip. It was exactly as I remembered it, as clear as day. Better luck next time. One of the greatest flubs of all time. 20 years in the making, finally found it. Thanks to Becky Krause.
Let's hear it.
All right.
So annual tradition of Flubfest. Yeah.
Yes. So here's the clip. All right.
Thank you very much to MTV and everybody that voted for me. Chucky, better luck next time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
So there
Classic.
was.
Classic.
Yeah, better luck next time.
One more time.
Yep, here it is. I'll start it. Yeah, okay, here we go.
Thank you very much to MTV and everybody that voted for me. Chucky, better luck next time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
So there
I
it
mean,
was.
when
Just
you
a
remember
classic.
it exactly. And of course, Joe and I had our own white whale that I had recorded a Mother's Day special for Saturday Night Live where they had all the cast members' moms on. Chris Farley's mom, Dana Carvey's mom came on, and they were doing bits together. Of course, the moms aren't, trained actors. So there was one moment that I remember from this thing that I taped where Dana Carvey's mom said, instead of doing George W. Bush George H.W. Bush saying, "Not gonna do it," which was, Dana Carvey's impression, she said, "Not gonna do it." So we had quoted this, like somebody says,
still do.
Somebody says, "Hey, will you come play my, theater-a-thon footage festival? It seats 20 people and it's in Nebraska." And we're like, "Not gonna do it." That's our little jargon that we use amongst each other. It's just become, part of our nomenclature. And we put the call out for that flub, I think, on the first time you were on, Dan. And Honeydew Wilkins, one of our viewers, found it.
It wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. Not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Not gonna do that.
So it was probably closer to not gonna doubt it than dude it, but
it'll always be dude it for me. It's always gonna be dude it for me. I also I always like the thunderstorm warning down in the bottom corner. Like, there's something kind of fun about that being on the TV screen, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I hope they're okay from the T-storm down there in Tennessee.
It's a little bit of history there, because the T-storm. I'm not sure where Honeydew found this, or I think it was on a tape that he recorded, because I couldn't find my original home recording of it. So.
There's a great little micro reaction afterwards. Not even so much of a micro, but just a reaction. You can see she knows she messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me get the full one. Yeah, she kind of does a laugh.
Be prudent at this juncture. Not gonna do that.
Yeah, so she fully kind of is like, "Oops, well, let's just roll with it." Yeah.
That's like an actual cringe, though. I think. I think she actually cringes. That's a macro. That's a macro reaction. So that's another thing that you introduced us to is the micro reactions. Immediately following the flub, there's a micro reaction. That's just as fun as the flub sometimes.
Yeah, and you have to really dissect. But Dorf has a bit of one. You can kind of see he sort of like his face sort of clenches up. He kind of does this little peace sign, and it's like his fingers seem a little too outstretched.
Well, even actors, I mean, I think when actors are doing live stuff, they're not used to it, right? So in a movie, they just do another take. But if it's the MTV Awards or, SNL, they gotta just, if they flub, they gotta power through. So they're not used to it.
Exactly.
Dan, can I ask you, so you're a director, so you see flubs on a daily basis, probably. Like you probably you're immersed in flubs constantly. And I'm wondering, have you ever lost control from a flub that was just so good live on set, or do you keep it professional when it comes to flubs? Like, how does it work on set?
Oh no, it happens all the time, and like it's mostly people just don't appreciate flubs as much as I do. So like I've definitely had some moments where like I'm losing control, cracking up on a flub, and I direct a lot of comedy stuff, so like people kind of assume that I'm laughing because the joke itself was so funny, but I'm not. I'm laughing because of a vocal flub that was much funnier than the joke itself. But, it makes the actors feel good because they're like, "Wow, I'm really killing it here." But
I'm sure you've seen some things. I can't wait for your memoir. Like it's gonna be.
You should my life in flubs. You should try to write Better Luck Next Time into a lot of scripts. So just maybe once somebody will say Better Luck Next Time, and you'll have an organic
kind of
flub,
like
but you've
an
seeded
organic backdoor flub that I've orchestrated.
Yeah,
wow.
It's like a Nathan Fielder thing. Right?
Here's the plan. Work it into every script. Yeah.
Speaking of Better Luck Next Time, the end of that story is for my birthday that very year, after Becky bestowed this like amazing gift on me, she got this as a birthday gift for me, which I forgot to show you guys last time.
Yeah. Oh, that's the still.
Yes, that's it. with the super wide apart peace sign.
Yeah. With the micro flub represented.
Yeah.
Stressed out face, wide fingers.
I feel like if we have like a symbol for it, it should be that. You know, like if it was like
that's the logo.
That should be the logo for the flub, right? The super spread out fingers.
I got to get Dan the Flubman t-shirts with
do?
the logo right here.
Yeah. All right, we can put them on our merch store. I think those will move.
I'll try to. I'll keep Dorf represented for the rest of the show.
Please do. Actually, just keep the camera on him. Like we don't need your face.
yeah, he needs me.
Well, I have more questions for you as a flub master, but I wanted to just start off by showing some of the flubs that I've recorded over the year. So the first one actually comes from a legendary tape traded video. So, you know, before the internet, where you'd actually make a dub of a tape comes from a wedding videographer in New York here, and did bar mitzvahs, but mostly weddings, and a lot of drunk people giving speeches in the 80s. And I think just to keep himself sane, he made a reel of all the bloopers and ridiculous things that happened in the wedding videos that he was forced to do as part of his job. And then I just handed it to friends. They made dubs. We got a copy, and it's known only as the wedding video. And there's a guy named Papa Joe, who is an older man, asked to give a speech of well wishes to the couple. I think his granddaughter was getting married. There's Papa Joe right here.
This is Papa Joe there, and all I want to say is I thank everybody to turn around and welcome me in the family, but also I want to say one more thing. I want to wish my daughter, I didn't lose my daughter. I just gained a grandson. I mean, a son-in-law.
Grained a grandson.
Grained a grandson. So let's just listen to it again. Yeah.
That's a better laugh.
Yeah,
it is. It's exactly the same idea.
He switched the two.
It's one of these. Yeah.
He switched the two. Yeah.
He did.
All right. I repeated it a couple times just so we can analyze it.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you want to call him. I just gained a grandson. Gained a grandson. Gained a grandson.
Okay, so that's
grained a grandson.
Grained a grandson.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, it's a classic. That's the classic, like, transposing of two syllables. In fact, I have one, if not two, that fits the same category that I brought today.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh, nice.
And it's like, it's an interesting thing that I think the brain just does, because I think your brain is just like half a step ahead of your vocals when you just talk all the time. And so it's something about, like, what is it? So it's grained again. So as soon as he said grain, his mind was saying, no, that's wrong. You have to say gained. And so as he's saying grand, his mind is saying ain.
Yeah, that's so weird. That's so weird how that happens so quickly. And like it takes off the second one.
Well, and
we should be brain scientists.
Papa Joe wasn't exactly an eloquent speaker to begin with, and then so when that happened,
I disagree. I disagree.
All right.
Dan, I have a question for you. Have you ever grained a grandson before, though? Have you ever grained a grandson, like ever in your life?
Just a couple times in my 20s.
Yeah, we all have.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Never.
All right. Well, this is another phenomenon where you there's two words that are synonyms that kind of mean the same thing, and you're not sure which one you're going to say in the heat of the moment, so you kind of say both. And that's what happens to Beaver Felton, a bass playing guitar instructor who had a video called Super Chops for Bass. We dug this one up. It's been in one of our shows, but we dug it up again recently on VCR Party, and we made a note of it. So this one's pretty subtle, but take a listen and a look.
Hello, I'm Beaver Felton for Super Chops for Bass, and hopefully I'm going to provide you guys with a real workout today. Okay, we're going to be covering a lot of different things.
Okay. So stuff and things,
Yep.
I probably do that once an episode of VCR Party, and we just caught Beaver Felton on tape there.
Well, we'll watch some years later on, Nick.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we will. Yeah.
I have plenty of them. Yeah. But why did he just go with stuff? He switched it to things at the last second as if that was the better word. I think they're the exact same word.
Exactly. In his mind, something was just stronger about the word things, so he just abandoned stuff. He's like, I don't want to be a stuff guy. I'm a things guy. Let me just get that stuff out of here.
Well, he actually was a Stangs guy, it turns out. So
things.
There's another video that we played a lot called Mr. Nasty, and it's kind of this like, you know, slobbish John Belushi kind of guy, and he put out a video where part of it he's just insulting you, and it was kind of one of these high concept novelty videos you might buy for your boss or your buddy, where he's just like, you're a jerk, you know, you're so ugly, you know. So he's like a video insult comic basically. But then they also were like, oh, that doesn't fill a whole 45-minute tape, we got to also add him doing a fake workout video. And I think it was kind of a one-take thing, and he has trouble with the word guru here.
Hi, I'm Mr. Nasty, and this is the Mr. Nasty workout video. We're going to teach you things you never even thought possible to do. Also, we're going to teach you how to become a physical fitness guru and make big bucks. Physical fitness guru.
Guru.
Yeah. I mean, it's not an easy word. I mean, well, maybe it is an easy word. Guru. Yeah.
Well, I think if your pants are unbuttoned, I mean, I don't know. I think the crispness of your words is maybe secondary to just whatever else is going on there.
It's true.
So was that part of the gag that he's kind of like doing a fitness? Yeah.
Yeah, he's a slob, but he's also teaching you, like, he's eating and drinking beer while the ladies are working out, and
maybe it is. Maybe it's a play on like the fitness guru. He is a guru.
Oh,
because he grew.
Yes, I'm sure that's what he meant. I'm sure that's what he meant.
Yeah,
sure
that's definitely what he meant. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, guru. That was a real simple one. But just I don't keep track of Joe's flubs. I just don't bother writing them down. But one happened just the other week when we were recording. This is hot off the presses. I don't even know if Joe remembers this, but I just thought I'd play this one. Maybe we can analyze it, because I think it's a unique recovery strategy.
What I'm looking forward to seeing my micro reaction.
Yeah.
Hey, and those are our raviolis.
Was that like that mouse, the rapping mouse from that, I think, Australian game? Yeah.
Rap Rat? Yeah. I was doing an impression of Rap Rat. Yeah, it wasn't a flub at all. It was an impression of Rap Rat.
It turned into like a rap. I like the good save.
Uh-huh.
You're like, I know Dan Opsal, the Flub Master's watching this. I'm gonna make it into a rap.
Those are our raviolis. Raviolis. Raviolis.
So it was it was a fat. It started with a V sound.
Yeah.
And then
you max headroom for a second.
You just went into a rap or something.
I went full headroom on that one. Yeah, that was full headroom. Yeah.
Do you think that was like a little bit of like nerves coming through? Like you knew, like the first rap, you kind of like self restarted and kind of just like almost kind of turned to a nervous stutter?
I think that's what I did. I think I accelerated too hard. You know, like after I came out of it, and then I accelerated too hard. Then like I said, yeah, that's what you heard. Yeah.
Well, and Dan, I think because we are now on high alert for any flub that happens, when you make one, you instantly have to call it out or make a show out of it on VCR Party, because in the chat everyone's like, flub, it's at 48 minutes and 5 seconds, and it's just relentless.
Honored.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
It's relentless, but frankly, it's derailed the show on many occasions.
Great.
But I think this episode is the most high stakes of them all, because this is the Flub show. If you do a flub on the Flub show, I mean, you got to make a wish.
I think I did last time, actually.
Well, we'll get to that. Yeah. We'll get to that.
Believe me, I can't tell you how nervous I am. I mean, being the Flub man myself, because I'm not immune.
I thought about not saying anything this entire episode.
Maybe that's not to from here on out, just in case.
All of us just be quiet. All right, so I have a ton of flubs here, and I'm gonna hurry through them. But first, I have one quick question for you, as the Flub Master, Dan.
Yeah.
You've worked with athletes, lots of actors, rappers, all sorts of people. What type of on-screen persona or person flubs the most? I'm guessing athletes. I feel like athletes probably flub a lot. But who do you see flub the most?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Actually, absolutely right. That was close. But see,
so
now we're talking about it. Now I'm in my head.
I know exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, you're right.
Yep.
Athletes are it. And yeah, there's one that I don't think I can actually show, but it's a good one. And it is an athlete. And because it's part of raw footage that we didn't end up airing, because it was one of those, like you described earlier, Joe, it's something that happened on set. And it was just like, you know what, that you flubbed. We got to do another take, and that's the one we use for air. So I have one that's off limits. Maybe someday I'll do like a too hot for TV version or something.
Yeah. You can show us privately though, right? Like,
yes, of course.
Okay,
I will.
All right.
But yes, it was an athlete, and I think it's just it just comes with the territory. They're not natural performers, and there's a lot of like injuries involved. It's just they're just not trained. I think that's mostly it.
I feel like rappers and musicians would probably be the best because they have that connection between mind and mouth. And the
other part of it is it's the difference between flubs and bloopers is like actors and musicians, but mostly actors are used to this. Like when you flub, you instantly recognize it, you call it out, you laugh about it. Hey, throw it on the blooper reel. It becomes a fun part of the set. It's going to become part of like a DVD special feature. And that's the fun of it. But when you're not used to it and like you just make a mistake, you just power through and like you have those micro reactions and because you're nervous and you're just like, oh no, I messed up. I'm not doing a good job. I'm out of my comfort zone as an athlete.
But I feel like athletes are also very confident too. So even if they screw up, they might, power through and just like, I did great. What? I did great. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like
flubs are their kryptonite. Flubs are an athlete's kryptonite.
Oh yes.
God.
Can't wait for your memoir. Can't wait for it. All right, let's get. What'd you say? Flubwar?
Flubwar, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into my flub harvest here.
Oh boy!
Clipping that now.
Apparently there's an ice cream shop called Flub somewhere in the world, according to Google Images. So that will be our bumper throughout this whole thing. All right. First of all, Dan, this is an all-star flub. I can't believe we didn't show you this 2 years ago when you were first on the show. This is the greatest flub of all time. Nick, I can't believe that we haven't shown Dan this. This is 70 degrees. Okay. Oh, this is, I don't want to give it away. All right, here we go. Let's just watch it. You might have seen it before. Here we go.
Frank Sinkewich, the 1942 Heisman Trophy winner from Georgia, died early today at his Athens home. He was 70 degrees. Sinkewich was the first Georgia Bulldog ever to win that coveted trophy.
Okay, so you think, oh, it can't get any better than that, right? Yeah, they can't get any better than that? Okay, wait a second. Just wait.
Trophy. And a correction, Frank Sinkewich, who died early today at his home in Athens, was 70 degrees. Jim?
Oh no!
Is that
do you think they like took his temperature at the time of death, or what do you think happened there?
Yeah, they must have, because the correction was also 70 degrees.
Wow.
So
wow. See, that's rare. That's like the golden goose when it comes to flubs, is that they not only flub, but they flub a second time in the exact same way. Oh, it's easy to just like make the correction. So you got to wonder if it was just stuck in his head or if it was like actually on the prompter. In that way, it was written as degrees.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
prompter flubs. I think that because they just mindlessly, they're on autopilot half the time. I think they're just reading whatever's right in front of them. And
well, we've been on local news, and they get half the time the lower third graphics are misspelled or they drop a word. So I mean, I can only imagine that that it's not 100% accurate in the teleprompters either.
I think the interns are running the show at a lot of these morning news shows. So,
but that news anchor was getting up to Papa Joe levels in age, so I'm not sure that it was entirely on the teleprompter for that one.
Yeah, he's about to graze a grandson any day now. I think.
Exactly.
If we ever have like a flub draft, I think that would be my number one flub draft. Like if I got the number one pick, I don't know. I think 70 degrees would be my number one pick. No, actually, maybe Better Luck. Maybe Better Luck would be my number one pick. I don't know. We'll let you discuss it in the comments in the message boards. You guys figure it out.
Yeah. We got to have a top 10 countdown.
Yeah.
Top 10.
Yep.
I think that was almost a flub.
That's what it'll be called, the top den.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another all-star flub that I can't believe I haven't shown you. Maybe you've seen it in our show. This is in volume 9 of our found footage show. This is a public access auction. I think it's out of Alabama or Arkansas. It's one of the two. I can't remember. But it's this guy, and he just, the public access shows, he holds up stuff, and he's like, all right, we got this VHS tape for sale. It's $5, and give us a call. All right, so here, this guy's a flub master. Here we go.
Now I've also got your...
Before we get into it, can we just read the USA scarf and snowman wood?
900 milligram phone. What's that mean?
It's a Uniden, so you know it's good. All right, here we go.
Yeah, of course.
Here we go.
Got your choice of wallets. I have Polio Sport. Calvin. Here we have Nike.
Here we have Nike. Yep. So 3 in a row.
Gosh.
And by the way,
Wow.
do you think like Nike really made, like Calvin Klein really made that Velcro wallets?
Calvin Klein himself approved that. Yeah.
He clearly, like, you can tell by the pause, like he said Calvin, he was like, should I try the last name? Nah.
You've never seen the name Klein before.
Do you think Ralph Lauren made this this Velcro wallet too?
And you got to wonder too with Polio Sport, just because, I mean, just looking at it so low res, the little logo in the middle almost kind of looks like POILO. I wonder if he just kind of got it, if that contributed. Like it almost looks like Poilo Sport.
Right, exactly. But he just, his brain just switched him around because that made more sense. Yeah.
Polio Sport. Calvin.
Yeah. And there's just regular old Calvin, and then there's Nike. Who doesn't know Nike?
Yeah, who doesn't know Nike?
Now, are those flubs when you just get the name wrong? Is that considered a flub?
Yeah. It's just a different category. It's like that. Yeah, it's almost a physical flub. I guess it's more of like a reading flub in a way. I got a physical flub coming up today.
Oh, okay.
It almost kind of reminds me of just like, I don't know, things that kind of get stuck in people. He reminds me a bit of my wife's dad, Dirk, who lives in Iowa, because like he gets little things, mixed up in that way. I remember one time he was trying to describe the star of Titanic. He's like, oh, was that one actor, Leo DiCaprio? Yeah, he's good. He wasn't reading, but it was the same idea.
Yeah.
Leo DiCaprio.
But I just love how your mind is a sponge and just like holds on to these flubs. Like it wasn't Leo DiCaprio. Is that what he called it?
Leo DiCaprio.
Why am I just hearing the story now? I feel like you should have told me this.
We got to do these flub dates more often.
Oh boy,
exactly.
The tears are already here because of Leo DiCaprio. All right, here's an angry flub. Somebody's angry and they flub while they're angry. Have you ever seen one of these?
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very common. You get in the heat of the moment. Yeah.
Here, these are outtakes from a news show out of Portland for Coin 6 it's out of Portland. Here we go.
I don't like when we pop. Now I'm sitting here confused. We're popping on camera. What's next? What happened to 36?
Happens a lot.
God damn it! In ratings, we can't happen. God damn it!
In ratings, we can't happen.
In ratings, we can't happen.
God damn it! In ratings, we can't happen. God damn it!
So do you think of like the?
Which is it's like it's almost a version of Better Luck Next Time. It's just transposing like the sentence itself. Like we can't have this. This can't happen. We can't happen. Yeah.
Two common phrases, and you just kind of combine them. Yeah.
And do you think if like the three of us were interns on that show, that we would have all kind of like looked at each other after he said that? And then
it would have been one of these, kind of like.
Yeah.
Yep.
So right peace sign. Did you catch that? Yeah. Okay.
Gosh, I try not to get overheated and too angry very often, just because I know that if I get mad, I'll flub, and then I'll end up just laughing at myself or being more mad that I flubbed.
It's a recipe for flubs. Anger is a recipe for flubs. Yeah. Yep. It doesn't. You can't think straight.
You gotta meditate.
All right, Mark. Well, here's a submitted flub. Mark sent this one in. He said, "Hey, Joe and Nick, I found a funny flub for you guys. This guy is trying to say custom shop segment. not an easy 3 words.
No.
Custom shop segment.
These classic Fender designs from certain eras, because Fenders had different eras throughout the year, which I'll talk about more in the custom shop segment. But moving up the range, you kind of get into.
What'd you think?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Also, what's he say at the end? Moving up the range?
Yeah.
Was that a bonus flub? Is that something you do?
Was
You
it the
move up
range,
range?
of prices of guitars moving up the? Maybe he's going to like the higher brackets.
See, but I like the way your brain thinks, Dan. I like the way that you're just like, oh wait, was there a bonus flub at the end of this flub?
I'm a flub hound. You know, I'm always on the outlook.
You're asking the right questions.
Thank you. Yeah, can I see it one more time? I just want to hear
absolutely
what the custom part was.
And what do you think?
British flubs. We haven't. I don't think we've had one of those in one of our shows before.
I mean, is it British or is it? He sounds like one of the guys from Flight of the Conchords. I wonder if it's New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand? Maybe.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Here we go. Listen.
Yeah, which I'll talk about more in the custom shop segment. But moving up the range, you kind of get into.
He's so nervous at the end. You hear that hard swallow.
Yeah.
His mouth, all the moisture just went out of his mouth instantly as soon as he knew he flubbed.
With the flub, like with the micro actions, I think you get this burst of adrenaline or something that maybe that's what produces extra saliva or something. So you have to do that swallow. I almost feel like Dana Carvey's mom might have had that too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mrs.
I've had
Carvey.
that in public speaking where I've screwed something up and my mouth just gets dry doing live shows even, and I'm just like, oh, the mouth is dry, and now I got to do a hard swallow here. There's no getting around it.
That's the whole that Marco Rubio water bottle thing from years ago. It's complete. You can hear it in the sentence. I should have grabbed that one actually, but it's like you can hear him like slurring words and stuff, and you can just hear the smackiness in his lips, and so like that's why he had to go for the reach and.
And you can also see you can see the panic in his eyes too when he reaches for that.
Out.
And he's doing that.
I've never defended Marco Rubio, but in that I could relate a little bit.
Yeah. And it's clearly like the water bottle is just a little further than he thought. Like he's like, oh, this will be quick. I'll just do this. But then he like reached and then had to look like, oh, it's not there. He looks, reaches further, grabs it.
But maintains eye contact with the camera the whole time too. Like, it's this really weird moment. Yeah, Nick, can you maybe pull that up for later? We can bring up.
Unless Dan, if you've got it,
I'll keep going. We don't have to.
I think if we come back to it, I know it's on YouTube as its own standalone.
Yeah, I'll find it.
It'll be easy to find it.
I think it was such a big
Here's a sports flub. I have a sports flub. I was watching the Packer game a few weeks ago. Mark Sanchez was the color commentary on it, and he tries to say that Robert Tunyon should win an Oscar. Here we go.
It wasn't too egregious there. I think Tunyon just won himself an Oscar.
Nick, do you remember that one? Were you watching that game? You're probably watching that game. Do you remember this one?
I didn't register with me, but like, you're broadcasting a 4-hour live event. I mean, it's bound to happen, right? I mean, that's probably a fairly common environment it's a flub hotbed.
Plus, everyone knows the Oscars are for most touchdowns scored. It's a sports award.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
It wasn't too egregious there. I think Tunyon just won himself an Oscar. Oh boy!
And you can hear the micro reaction. You can't see him, but you can hear the micro reaction of the
he's just
silence.
Like, he just sat back in his chair. He gasped. His friend was just like, "What are you talking about?" And he throws in an "oh boy."
Yeah,
he's not saying "oh boy" to the play. He's saying "oh boy" to the flub.
Oh yeah, yep. All right, this is a political flub that, oh man, I just saw this one recently. I've never seen this before, and it's John McCain at a rally back when he was campaigning against Obama. Have you seen this one? This one's so good. It's so good. This might be my number one draft pick of flubs.
Wow.
All right, here we go. Take a listen. Observe silence throughout the whole thing, because you got to listen to the whole thing.
I think you may have noticed that Senator Obama's supporters have been saying some pretty nasty things about Western Pennsylvania lately. And you know, I couldn't agree with them more. I couldn't disagree with you. I couldn't agree with you more than the fact that Western Pennsylvania is the most patriotic, most God-loving, most patriotic.
I mean, can you hear the confusion in the crowd? They want to cheer for him so bad.
He agrees with them, but what doesn't he agree with them about?
I couldn't you shouldn't start. I couldn't disagree with you more when you're talking to a giant crowd.
Yeah. Wow.
One more time. That's so good. Hear the boos, like they're so mad, they're so angry. And here's his follow-up response to all the boos. Look, he's so happy.
He's got it right in the palm of his hand.
And you know, I couldn't agree with them more.
Boo! No, wait.
Question mark?
I couldn't disagree with you. I couldn't agree with you more than the fact that Western Pennsylvania is the most patriotic, most God-loving.
He's back on track.
He's throwing a God-loving here, and back. I got him back.
Yeah, the crowd was clear, like, oh, thank God, he made sense. Okay, great. Now we can vehemently cheer.
Yeah.
Now we can vote for him. All right, let's see. VCR. Now we're on the VCR party, Flub. So Steve.
Oh yes.
God love Steve. He's one of our co-hosts of the show, and he's a Flub master. He really is. I think that's the main reason we have him on the show still, right, Nick? I mean, like, he's a Flub master.
Well, yeah, because he provides a lot of content for this annual segment mainly.
That's the main reason we keep him on. So here's Steve. Listen to how he says the word terrifying.
At just $8, it can be your ticket into this hellhole.
Yes.
Ooh.
Good slogan.
Good read.
Yes,
These
excellent
digital
read.
downloads are terrifyingly inexpensive and best.
Terrifyingly.
Yep. Here we go. Listen. Yes,
These
excellent
digital
read.
downloads are terrifyingly inexpensive, and best of all, you get to keep them forever.
Yeah,
Is it terraformingly?
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
Terraformingly.
But see, I don't think his brain does the switcheroo. I think it's his brain just says, like, let's just say terraformingly. You know what I mean? Like, that's the magic of Steve.
Where do you think it was combined with? Terrifyingly.
Terraforming?
Terraform?
Terraforming Mars, right? Or terraforming another planet?
Yeah, terraform.
Well, also, he started off, he was red hot in there. He was like getting really excited. He was like going into it, and he was getting praise and was like, yes, you're nailing it. And then he screwed it up. So I wondered if all that. Yeah.
Is he a space exploration enthusiast that he would have terraform in his head?
No. I mean, Steve has said he has some form of dyslexia, and he's blamed a lot of when he's reading something, he flubs fairly often for that reason. So I don't know if that's a true excuse or if that's just he doesn't want to be in this Flubdate every year.
Yeah, I think it's the latter, personally. Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with...
Just had to defend him briefly there.
I don't think it has anything to do with his dyslexia at all, right? I mean...
Yeah, it's easier to laugh if that's not the case.
Exactly. Here's another Steve Flub. He said he meant to say Arizona really brought it because we were doing our state jingles. Here's Steve saying...
It's encouraging you to sing along with the paint can, bouncing along. Like, oh boy, I tell you, I agree. Arizona really bought it. Really brought it.
Listen to his recovery at the end here.
Encouraging you to sing along with the paint can, bouncing along. Like, oh boy, I tell you, I agree. Arizona really bought it. Really brought it.
Yep. Bought it. Silence. Brought it.
That time I was seeing if you guys had any kind of micro reactions there, but you held pretty strong.
Yeah,
well, I think you were you trying to play it cool, or do you think you didn't notice in the moment?
Oh, we noticed in the moment. We always notice in the moment. I'm cutting that part off, or where we ask them, like, Arizona really bought it? Like, what do you mean they bought it?
So maybe like bought the farm. I don't know where. Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but yeah,
they really bought it. But the whole state just purchased it.
Did you see he continued to like kind of look at the ground like in shame?
Well, of course he was. Yeah, he was fully shamed.
Yeah,
he knew what he did.
Yeah, tail between his legs.
I have one more Steve Flub here. He tries to say seal the deal. Okay.
So I am in negotiations with my nephew. I hope to have it the deal sealed next week. I've just got to head down.
Quick reaction, Joe. That was instantaneous.
There we go.
So
One more
I am in negotiations with my nephew. I hope to have it the deal sealed next week. I've just got to head down.
I'm hoping to have it sealed deal.
Yep. I mean, what is the best recovery in that? Is it just to say the correct word and move on?
Well, I guess it's hard to say what's correct because you can't really judge a flub. A flub just happens and it's its own anomaly, its own entity. To me, as a flub hound, I want there to be a micro reaction that we can perceive, but that they power through because that's the best.
Exactly.
I don't want them to like instantly kind of, oh, that was funny. I flubbed. I laughed it off. They're just not quite as choice to me because we all do that. And if we catch ourselves instantly, then it's just kind of something that happens to us all. Oh, I messed up. Ha ha ha. Yeah. But it's like when you either don't notice or you have a micro reaction, but you have to power through because it's a high stakes situation. Those are the best.
I think what I tend to do is get louder in volume and then try to pivot. So I'm like, if I would have said that, like I sealed the deal, I would be like, but on the other hand, I would go like that. But more to the point, one of the things that he does and get very more animated. So it's just water under the bridge. Everyone's forgotten about
it's like it's a Jedi mind trick, really. Yeah. It's like you kind of wave your hand in front of their face and move on. Yeah.
Well, and that does it for the VCR party club. Stan, what do you got for us?
No.
Sorry?
Wait a second. Yeah. Speaking of Nick Flubs, this one was submitted by Joe H. Joe H. sent this one. He said, listen to how Nick says the word placenta. Cassie did it. She heeded the call. And look at
wow, so it does look like a placenta.
It's the purples and the blue.
I can't defend myself at all.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're going for. That
it's like when a little kid can't say vagina and they say budgina. It's like that.
It's exactly like that.
It's like a kid. Yeah, you're a 7-year-old who just learned the word. Mm-hmm. And the teacher just said it, and you got that kind of confused look on your face.
I'm like Jeffy from Family Circus trying to pronounce placenta.
Nick comes home to his mommy and says, "Mommy, what's a placenta?" Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's listen again.
Wow, it does look like a placenta.
It's the purples and the blue.
I blame that on a mouth moisture thing. I think I wasn't properly lubricated because you've also shamed me for sipping water, so I can't win in any case. So yeah,
that's a really good one because it's so you're clearly like your attention is just focused on the Afghan or whatever that is. Like, so you're not thinking about what you're talking about,
exactly.
And then the seriousness of the expression and like the silliness of the word and the fact that it's wrong.
Yep, you read that 100% correctly. Yeah.
That's good.
That's good stuff. All right. Moving on for placenta. Here's another flub. Oh, and by the way, when Joe H sent the placenta video, he was more mad at me for not spotting it when it happened in the moment. He's just like, "How did you let this go?"
Well, you were distracted by holding up the placenta.
I was holding it up and I was giving a presentation, so I didn't.
You got to keep your ears open, no matter what you have in your hands, Joe. Okay?
Thanks for that tip. Yeah, thanks for that advice. Yeah, let me write that down. Hold on.
You flubbed the flub call out.
All right, here's another one of Nick where he's introducing. This is a classic. I think this might be my number one draft pick. Nick is introducing.
So many.
So we do state jingles. I think I told you about it. You gave me some for Iowa. We try to find the best state jingle from every single state. And Nick was doing Florida, and this is how he introduced state jingles for Florida. This is a baffling flub, by the way. Listen to this.
Oh, I remember this one. Now we are on to a state that I think of when I think of Florida. So I think of vacations, Florida.
Wait, what did you just say? Did you hear that one? I mean, it's such a baffling flub. It's such a baffling flub. It's like the MC Escher of flubs. Listen to this.
Now we are on to a state that I think of when I think of Florida. So I think of vacations, Florida.
I have to be honest. I missed it the first time just because I was looking at the amount of skin that Joe you were showing off. It kind of it jarred me for a second.
It's a lot of paleness on a pale background.
Yeah,
right. There's a lot of tan going on here. Yeah, yep.
Joe was in Florida at the time, I believe. So, or
I was in Wisconsin at the time.
I see.
Yeah.
So you're thinking of just like the word state, and then just the state that you were about to say.
I was looking at my graphic that said Florida State Jingles. So I was just absentmindedly looking at that, prepping the clip, and just completely,
You're feeling some of the pain of these news anchors that Flub.
Yes.
It's like they're looking at words as they're talking.
Maybe hearing something in their earpiece from a producer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's hear it one more time.
Now we're on to a state that I think of when I think of Florida. So I think of vacations, Florida.
I mean, you got to admit though. I mean, the state that you think of when you're thinking of Florida is Florida.
I guess it's not.
True. It's a tautology, but it is true. And a logical proof that would hold up.
But look at this micro reaction after he says that line. All right, let's hear it one more time.
The state that I think of when I think of Florida, so I think of vacations, Florida.
Now watch this micro reaction. I'm gonna go frame by frame. See how he closes his eyes and opens his mouth
as
afterwards?
I'm looking at the graphic. I'm looking at the graphic, being like, that didn't make sense.
I think it's a miniature gasp, is what it is.
Yeah, and look at everybody else. Look at the smiles on everybody else.
Yeah, shit-eating grins.
They're just enjoying. Everybody else is just enjoying that flub.
There's a lot going on overall.
Flub.
There's a furry merchandise website that Steve's advertising. I mean, Joe's wearing a tank top against a white backdrop. That's the least of our worries is that flub.
Yeah,
you can see why I was so distracted.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on. But look at all these blinks. Look at all Nick's blinks. Those micro reactions. That might be your micro reaction.
Now I know Dan has a lot of flubs too. So can I ask that we speed through some?
I have one more. Okay. I have one more, and it's a Nick related one. This is on our last Flubdate, about a little over a year ago. No, less than a year ago.
You're trying to power through during this section, Nick. Of all
no reason.
sections.
No reason. I just I want to be conscious of time here.
All right. So last time we met, I think it was in January. Nick had a flub. Well, we were talking about flubs, which make a wish when that happens. That's a magical moment. Here it is.
A hell of a batch of flubs this year, and I know there's plenty of more. So we got to do this every 6 months. Let's not make it a year next time.
Plenty of more.
Plenty of more.
Plenty of more. I know.
I was just that's my Italian American accent.
Plenty
of more.
Plenty of more. Yeah. Or French. Maybe you're just saying plenty love.
Oh, plenty of love. There's plenty of love. That's what you get to say.
A hell of a batch of flubs this year, and I know there's plenty of more. So we got to do this every 6 months. Let's not make it a year next time.
And I did see a micro reaction after that too. You kind of looked off to the side a little bit. So
was it plenty of more? Plenty of more, but just with an apostrophe instead of the F?
Yeah, that's what
I knew it.
Yep, that's what I was trying to do. But I was busted. Let me briefly play the Marco Rubio clip that I
oh, good.
So we can get a look at. Now this is several minutes into it. You could, what you talked about with the smacking of the lips is already happening.
Here in Washington, nothing has frustrated me more than false choices like the one the president laid out tonight. The choice isn't just between big government or big business.
Didn't really even have a chance to swallow well.
Yeah, especially you can really hear it, and it's obviously the tipping point for him, because there is if you listen to even the 10, 15 seconds before, there's a couple, but it's the one La President set for it. It's he says La President instead of the President.
Oh, maybe he was French too there.
The one the president laid out.
One president.
It's like the one the president laid out tonight.
He's like, that's it. I just said La President. I got it. Moisten my mouth.
Dainty little water too. Just one of those little pods where it's just that's just you just want those to fill up more landfills at that point. It's just...
Couldn't you be a cool guy and just be like, sorry, my mouth's dry. I just let me get a drink. Okay.
Not in the
There,
reaction
better.
to the State
No
of
way.
the Union.
And that's why
come
you can
on.
kind of see, like, I think he like starts to reach, thinking it's like maybe only 3 feet away, but then it's obviously not. His hand is empty.
It's like 7 feet away.
He actually has to glance and then reach further. That's the.
He's
that's
like,
the
oh,
painful part.
He's like, oh, let's see how far away that is. That's within reach. Nobody will really notice it. Oh,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
almost
yeah.
have to pan down. The camera has to
The
follow
camera
him.
does. The camera moves
did.
with him. Yeah. I
Oh,
never
wow.
noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The camera follows him.
Always good to revisit that one. Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the
So-
classics.
Shows your raviolis. Shows your raviolis.
All right, let's stop it there. We have Dan's picks are coming up. I think we'll save it for next week because it's too much. If you have too many flubs, it's diminished returns. So we got to take a break for a week and then we'll come back and Dan's flubs will not disappoint. So
Yeah, because we just all we had time was to catch him up on the flubs that we had collected. So now Dan takes us to school next week. I can't wait for that.
Yep.
But let's last week was New Year's and we're still catching up on all the Christmas gifts Melinda sent us. So Boyd, do you have anything over there?
Well, also we were on tour leading up to Christmas, and we got so many Melindas came out and gave us VHS tapes. I'm just going to show a handful here. It's so many good ones. Look at this one. Doom on You. Do you know about this one?
No.
Doom on You. Are you familiar? I'm not either. It looks like a shitty cartoon. Maybe this should be on Saturday. But it's Battle Vision. Yeah, Battle Vision, Doom on You, and maybe do a Battle Vision. Look at this. Still in the Shrink. Canine Deployment for Police. So it's a police training video, Still in the Shrink. Where do people get these things? In Madison, Scott gave us Wisconsin Goose Farm. Remember, I played that. That was one of my nominees for Video of the Year. I love this video. And this is the full version. I think this is like over an hour long or maybe a couple hours long. Look at this one. Susan Giff Porter. Is that her name?
Yeah, Susan Gift Porter.
Gift Porter. Yeah, look what's going on there. Yeah.
All right, put that on my desk, would you?
Multi-talented, and then one more, Dusty the Dragon, and Dr. Margie Hogan talk about tobacco.
Looks like a sad dragon.
It's very
or in
sad
gym
dragon.
shorts. Oh boy.
Yeah. So
I have some gifts that people sent me here. So this one is from Clayton and Benito. They said your clowning around brought us much joy this year, and it's looks like a bulldog with a clown wig and nose, and it's a little statue here. So this is going on my desk. Thanks, Benito and Clayton.
Nice. That's
From
beautiful.
Bob Hedges, of course. He got sardine candy canes, which I gave out to people at Christmas, and they were a huge hit and very gross. And then crafting with cat hair, which Joe, I might put this on your desk because I think for me, but I think you have a better opportunity to actually use this.
Well, I have a crop going right here on my shirt as we speak.
Oh,
so,
good. And this is a cool one too. This is the last one I'll show is Dr. It said, I hope you don't already have this because you desperately need it, from Bob Bigfoot and Dr. Matt Johnson. So I think this is for Bob Hedges. This is a Weird Al Chia Pet, which I didn't know existed, but I love it. It's the glasses version. He's got a little cool Hawaiian shirt here and looks like maybe a 1987 picture of Weird Al. So my favorite era. And I'm excited to actually grow this. Thank you.
Too cool. Put it up behind you, like on one of your shelves back there. I mean, like when you start growing it, so we can see the progress.
The
each
progress?
week on
Yeah,
the show. Yeah,
absolutely.
Chris and Jenny in Columbus, they gave us a big old sack of gifts. And Jenny gave us the Countryland Skate or the Country Skateland video that was also in my list of honorable mentions for last year. Got George this. It's a pack of incredible true life murder cards, actual true life murders that have actually happened. Here they are, 40 to Fear murders. Sign a number, Still in the Shrink. This looks to be vintage.
So I look up people on Google. So people have decided I'm a murderer. That's okay. Makes sense.
Connect the dots.
That you appreciate murder. That you appreciate. You're appreciated. You're not a murderer yet. And then they got this for Steve. Look at this framed picture. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Melinda's. What do you think?
I love it. I love the thumb.
Yeah.
Support the Melinda. Sell out Steve.
Yeah, look at that. That's slick as hell. Yeah, so I thought that was real nice. Nick, they got for you. They put 2 Nick from The Sexual Man. They got you some Pee-wee's Playhouse fun pack cards.
Yes.
But then also clean cartoonist dirty drawings. So this is a book of all like dirty drawings for The Sexual Man.
That's great. I can't wait to read that. Put it on my bathroom and peruse that. It's great.
Put it on your bathroom?
Put it on my toilet in the bathroom.
Okay. All right. I was wondering, you said put it on your bathroom.
Yeah.
All right. So Chris also made this. Chris is very talented. This is
you were wondering.
I had no idea what you were talking about.
You had no clue. You couldn't even use context clues.
Couldn't figure it out, Nick. I was so baffled. Are you able to see that? This thing is massive.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, he handed me this on tour, and I was blown away by it.
Yeah, so he took stills from all the, I don't know how the hell he did this, from all VCR Party episodes and turned it into this VCR Party, I don't know what this is called, mosaic or something like
Tapestry
mosaic. So if you
it's
look
like hundreds
very
of
closely,
thumbnails. Yeah.
Yeah, take a close look. I don't know if you can see it, but I see like the guy with the the Venus 2 guy. I see. Do you see any in there?
Yep, VCR Smarty.
Yeah.
And he
Look at
sent me
that.
the original file too, so we could do something with that as well. But
So-
that was fantastic.
And so he got me this. He and Jenny got this for me. But look at the bag that it came with. It's my face on the bag using that mosaic thing.
Oh,
incredible.
So he gave me this. It says caution, filth warning. And when I hear that, you know what it usually is. Bag of teeth. Always a bag of teeth. Yep. There it is. A good old bag
Started
of
the
teeth.
new year off right.
Yep. And I think this is something that I was asking for like maybe 2 years ago when we were doing Tape Boy, that I wanted to use real teeth, and then people started sending me teeth, and now it's just become something that I collect. So this is the tooth drawer, putting it in there. They also got me this nice tank top that I'll be wearing this summer for sure. It says Hot Mess. It's a Hot Mess, July 4th, 2022, Hilliard, Ohio. Burgers, beer, love. It's got it all. So thank you,
boy.
Chris and Jenny, for that. I also, from Bob, I got some Caesar salad candy canes. I got somebody else sent some Bigfoot guts. Lots of Bigfoot stuff this year from all the
Of course, from the
Bigfoot
runner-up.
videos. Oh, Bob also sent me this. This is a Dutch oven blanket specifically for Dutch ovens. So you like blast one underneath this, and it contains it better, I think, better than most blankets do.
It's NASA
The
technology.
Yeah, the technology's come a long way. Also got me a bottle of ranch dressing soda. So I think this should be a punishment shot that we take. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Well, you guys have spoiled us rotten as usual, and we thank you for it. And as a reward, if you're a Patreon this week, a member at the $10 and up level, you know what? You're right. We watched the Dean and Company, more than enough of it last week for our EP mode. So let's take a break. Let's watch Surviving a Street Knife Attack.
I'm glad you agree with that.
All right,
That's
it
just
came
too
to my
much Dean and
senses.
Company. Yeah, exactly.
And I just had a quick idea I wanted to run by you guys. So I don't know if you'd have enough videos for it, but for Valentine's Day, I was thinking we could do a VHS-based holiday and kind of really promote it, called Palentine's Day. And it's all about videos from the UK and Australia that are in the PAL format. So NTSC is, the format that we use in the US, but they had a different frame rate and different format of VHS called PAL overseas. And, we don't delve into those videos. I thought it might be a good excuse to do that. And PAL rhymes with Val and Valentine's Day. That's my reasoning.
And Palantine was the candidate in
what movie was that? Taxi Driver.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
okay. Well,
it all comes together.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's just workshop it. But that was one idea I had, because I think we could celebrate it on social media. It could be like a big celebration of PAL videos.
So, one thing we talked about for Valentine's Day was the tongue. What was it? We call it the tongue touching tournament, not tournament. The tongue touching tournament, where it's all who's the kissingest, like who. We take all the kissing videos and we have them go tongue to tongue to see who's the tonguiest. Yeah,
Nick would
so
win.
that was one idea.
Yeah.
Well, that's the video that I would take, is that video of Nick kissing that poor woman from college.
Yeah.
Then Steve is the Frencher. We just don't have any footage.
We don't have any footage of that. Maybe Steve does. Steve, you got any footage of that?
Not that I'm willing to showcase.
Okay.
All right. Well, George, get over there with a hidden camera on your murder deck of cards and see what you can turn up for us.
I'm excited about 2023 already. We got a lot of cool things cooking, and just even looking forward ahead to the toe tapping tournament. Mark sent me this email. He said, "Hey, have you seen the Herdini video?" And I was like, "Seen it." I think we included it in like volume 2 or 3. It's like one of our earliest finds. He's like, "This song on here is so good," and I completely forgot how great the song is. So I'm just going to enter this out into the ether for the toe tapping tournament coming up in March, because the song is such a toe tapper. It's Herdini. It's this device that you I don't know, shape your hair with, but this guy's so soulful. So here's the thing. If we had been prepared, we could have done better.
And follow Dan Opsal on Real Big Boys on YouTube. He has some great sketches he does with our pal John Haskell on that. And we'll be right back right after these words.
Everybody's a puppet when they're dead.
You dumb son of a bitch. You don't watch it 24 hours a day.
Cool, casual, twist, and dazzle. Cool, casual, twist, and dazzle. Herdini magic styling wand. Magic styling, any girl can do it. With Herdini, there's nothing to it. For work or play, there's a style that's right. I twist it up on a Saturday night. Twisted. I do the candy cane. Herdini, your hair will never be the same. Herdini magic styling wand.
When we return, Dr. Sellner will complete the bunion surgery.
Yes, those are his pajamas he's wearing.
All right, I gotta go.
That's all. That's it.
Let me see that one.
Rocks are done. Gotta sleep. Bye.
That's it. That it done.
We did our best. If we'd been prepared, we could have done better.
What do you think about Bibra?
About what?
In A.
My nose isn't for yuck anymore.
Ooh.
That's all I'm doing.
Cheerio.
Tinkerbell!
We'll be right back right after that.
And Kurt Polstead, the real great guy.
Nice, nice.
Goodbye.
Jim's coins in Hilldale.